I haven't had the most kind of excess energy for the night, or surplus energy for the last couple of weeks. And I'm sure you guys will understand why. I think the speed of this mouse has been reset. It feels very slow. How do we do it? Okay, let's try for the next game. Yeah, so I have c3 is interesting. Okay, let's play g6. This is more or less a waiting move. I'm waiting for knight f3, then I want to go here. So I've forced f3. Sorry, I've forced f4 e5. I'm not convinced about it though. I don't actually like my position that much. I've had similar positions against Bortnik in Title Tuesday, but I felt in those cases I was usually like a tempo up in this. And here, something has gone a little bit wrong. That's fine. Yeah, bishop b3. I'm not convinced about. There's some knight d2, trying to go here. Playing d4 is a bit of a double-edged sword, but I want to get more access to this square. Okay, let's make a developing move for now, also hinting at g5 sometimes. Okay, kingside castles. I suppose that's sensible. That's h4. Let's go b5. Probably want to go queen d5 next. And make c4 less enticing for him then. But I don't know. Objectively, it feels like I'm maybe a little bit worse. Ugh, I didn't even think about the fact that he was prepared to do this. Ugh, I am not on my game so far. I should have gone here at b4 to have the square for the knight. Guess I'll go knight h6, but this is quite unappetizing. Rook h1. Also knight g5. He goes for the most direct option. Okay, let's take. And b4. Trying to carve out some squares. Specifically this one. Could go here and then try queen d5. I guess for now I'll just take back. Knight has a good square here too. I'm hinting at c4 as well. But okay, so he does allow queen d5 takes a2. You know what? It is a bit of a double-edged sword, but I really want to get this situation over here resolved. So let's get the knight back into play. Feels like a reasonable, practical decision, but I am a little bit short of time, and this first game today is turning out to be quite tough. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. How do I respond? Maybe I don't. I just go knight e7. I mean, I'm a pawn down and my position is objectively worse, but I'm hoping it's kind of easier to play now that I have some decent squares for the knights, and I'm kind of not losing quickly anymore, at least. I think I can block it with the knight. Bring the king to e7. This bishop kind of sucks. That's one of my hopes here. It's impeded by a lot of his own pawns, and my pieces are mostly on light squares. I think castling is still legal here, by the way, because I don't think I moved this rook. There is a scenario where he's getting to the H file, but it doesn't seem very likely. I think I'll take here. He may have missed or underestimated that. The idea is here I got 93. A little fork. Rook c1 is actually playable. It's annoying. It looks like it's a losing move, because a knight f4 and rook f2, but at the end he has c7. And that pawn is queening. This is super complicated now. Okay, now that was a bit of a cop-out. Wait a sec. Knight c6. Like at the very least I got knight d8. I also got rook here. Let's give a check. Force his king back. Okay, I'm at least not losing after this. Do I have... Is this good? That doesn't seem that clear. Okay, so still far from an easy win. Now it should be winning. At least I should win on time. I think this rook endgame should be winning as well. It's a little trick. Rook f5. Rook f7, getting the king off the back rank. I got rook f5. G5. That's a. Let's see if he sees the stalemate trick. That's funny. Nice try. The way you win such positions is often you just give up one of the pawns and you advance the other, and eventually you get to Lucina position, which is very standard from here. Check. Oh, I do appreciate the chance to show a little bit of technique, but I do know how to build a bridge. Just here, this is what it's called, building a bridge. Now the rook builds the so-called bridge and allowing the king to come back and the rook to block. Okay. Not the most convincing win, but we get off to a winning start. So, assuming I get white for the second game, our lovely community has decided that I should play knight a3 on the first move, which is fine. It's definitely one of the weaker first moves, and I think white is a little bit worse after that, but it's not a disaster. Yeah, the stalemate trip was. Sorry, the stalemate trick is fun. It's very often missed, to be honest, even by very strong grandmasters in these types of endgames. But often you advance a pawn and you're thinking, if my opponent takes it, then I'm going to skewer. But then it doesn't work out. You cannot skewer because the king goes forward and there's stalemate. Okay, as promised, we do get one knight a3. And I think e5 is the most critical move. Let's continue with g3. Assuming that knight a3 is not a particularly useful move in these lines, but how bad can it really be? I mean, c4 looks normal. There was obviously this as well. Let's take knight f3. Here I probably have to go back, but we're already like in a very provocative mood here, so if you know what I mean. This is maybe a bit too much. Should have just gone knight c4 immediately there. Yeah, this is a bit over the line, to be honest. Queen d7 looks good. Queen f6 looks good. Yeah, this is also very nice. f3, queen e7 looks horrible. Let's continue playing provocatively then. Maybe I got knight e3. At least now he cannot castle queenside. That was one of my ideas. Here I probably should go knight bishop d2. Queen c2, knight b4. Does that lose? I think it probably does. Gotta go here then. The thing is, like, while my position is probably objectively really bad here, it is fairly solid. So, like, there aren't, like, my position is super passive, but there aren't a lot of objects for him to attack. So, if I manage to develop some pieces, then I'm fine. It's kind of not so easy to take my position with storm. Take it forcefully. Knight e5, but I'll probably just ignore it. Knight h3, knight f3 check, king f1. And what's the big deal? Okay, so he is hinting at he's hinting at knight h3. He wants bishop takes e3. Okay, I can go h5. Queen g5, I got knight h3. Takes, knight f4, bishop e4. He's definitely lost the thread. This seems like a good pawn to me. Yeah. He has misplayed this quite badly. He's really stuck with useless bishop here and not much to attack. Let's go h6, we'll have the chance. g6, I can go queen f6, but I don't think there's a reason to beg for the queen exchange. So there's g4. Looks very good. Knight g5, queen f5. e4 takes. Rook goes away. And then I can go e3 maybe. And fortify my position even more. I kind of like that. Queen e7, bishop f6 looks very good too. So no, there's mate over there. Let's not go crazy. Queen d7. Yeah, we can do this. Just g4 as well. I don't really see a lot of active ideas for him here. And time is running out very quickly. Now I can just trade and then queen f6. And all is well in the state of Norway. Okay, that's cheeky. He's threatening mate. Let's castle. Isn't that on the bucket list for every game? To make a late castle. Now it's 2 out of 2 late castles. Here, king g2 and then block the check, or I can block the check with the knight. I mean, it's just a rook up. Let me see. How bad is this? I was gonna say it's at least -1. It is. Yeah, knight e3 was knight takes e3 was a bad move since he needs to castle queenside. Does this lose? Yeah, I mean, I was looking at this endgame, but I that it was completely unappetizing. So, I mean, I feel like I was fairly right. And here, yeah, bishop b6, that's just a bad square. I'm already fine. That's how it goes. Here, knight h3 was apparently playable. I was worried about this, but just take. No ghosts. I mean, he has to go back, but momentum is squarely with me here. Yeah, there were some moves, but they weren't really saving him. Okay, all good so far. Yeah, there's a notification. My friend David Howell is having his first stream ever. So David has, I don't know, he's disappointed me in going the partner route on Twitch, because he's seen how much I'm suffering by not having become an affiliate, and like we complain about it pretty much every stream, and yet he has chosen to do everything in his power to become a partner himself, and I don't appreciate it. So this is my favorite part of the new Title Tuesday format. We get scrambles. Oh, and a nice dirty flag there from Param. So I assume next round is starting very soon. He could have taken my bishop on e5, but I had queen f6 with a mate to come in a couple of moves. Would it be funny David was hard stuck, non-partner? Yeah, of course it would, especially now that he's making such an effort. Okay. Reza Mahdavi. He is somebody who I've faced in Title Tuesday a few times, and he always gives me a very good fight. Alright, we are gunning for a fight here from the very first moves with the modern defense. Yeah, here there's always a few options here. I think with the move order that he's played, I can play knight f6. I did this against Prague once, where the queen was in d1 still, and he played h4. I played knight f6, and he played h5, which I didn't realize that was so strong. And I survived that game, but realistically I should have gotten crushed. Let me try something different here. Knight h3. At least I do get time for knight b6. It's maybe not great, but like my idea on the last move was if he goes g4, I'll go h5, g5, and then knight fd7, which is usually fairly reasonable. He's really playing this quite slowly. So e5 then? I already have d5, which looks very enticing. Let's go for it. It seems to me that he's put his pieces on such weird squares that, and like, apart from castling, which obviously I could have castled, but then he gets an extra tempo for development as well. Apart from not castling, my pieces are so harmoniously developed. Okay, so his idea is to go bishop g5 and bishop h6, but I don't get it. I'm still much better here. ed4, queen e7 to come. You can castle queenside. This is just really Really bad for white. Here, I can give a check. To trade queens, I'll take with the knight. CD4, knight f5, this pawn drops. So, and that's going to be a very clean extra pawn. So, yeah, this has been a bit of an opening disaster for him. Like, it's just not in the spirit of this opening to go knight d1 and c3. I guess he was spooked about a quick c5, but I wanted to support the center. But then, you know, if you want to go c3, you can do it here. It's a very good system. It's a funny line here as well. Rook c1, knight d4, rook c7. Bishop c6 seems to trap the rook with king d8 to come, but there's knight f4, knight e6, and he kind of saves the position. Knight e6, and so on. Knight e6, rook c6, and so on. Let's take the pawn. Why not? I was considering whether to castle first, but I think it's. I thought I might as well be more flexible with my plan, but now castling seems really good. It's knight a4 as well. Knight b3 looks really good. Like not only is he a pawn down, but my pieces are also a lot more active than his. But he's got some ideas with h6, and at least he got the knight into play now. So, sorry, the bishop into play. So, game's not over. I want to go here. Yeah. Let's continue with my plan. I think if I get the two pass pawns over here, then it doesn't matter that he has some slight counterplay on the king side. Take. No, let's just take back. Okay, so c3, rook c1. That I cannot allow, so we'll just go back. I have given him some ideas, which I just realized. Which is actually kind of annoying. Maybe more than annoying. Let's see, 5 takes. Okay, let's stay active. Oh, there's rook b4 there too. Rook b4 is actually very annoying. Okay, we got a. Still, I have such a. I have such an advantage with these two pawns that if I can just keep them together, I should win the game more or less automatically. And he's putting up a very good fight. I can trade, or I can just go here too. Check. Ideas of rook g8 as well. King e3, I think I can just grab the pawn. I don't see anything, like any real ideas for him there. Rook d5 and then rook e5 too. Let's just take the pawn. Now we get the king into the game. There's knight d5. Is this good? There's a nice checkmate there with knight here and then king d4 and rook d2, but he has rook d1 first. Okay, let's not get too fancy then. Rook d1, king c7, check. I got king b7. If rook d4, I got f5. Oh, that's clever. This is still more than winning. Gotta be a little bit careful still. Let's protect. Check. 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 And who's getting hunted now? Rook g6. There's no mate. Let's go here then. Now that's gonna be checkmate next. Rook h7. Or rook h3. Did I miss like a really embarrassing checkmate here? No, I did not. That's good to know. Oh, there was rook. There are so many mates into this and this. Both rooks to g6 and also knight f7 as I played. Okay, we're all good. 3 out of 3. 2 games with black. Beaten. I don't know. One very dangerous opponent in the last game, and I feel as though my play is getting somewhat better. What do you mean amazing turnaround? How was that a turnaround? Okay, Vokhidov. I think I'm going to hit him with 1c4. I talked to Peter for in preparation for my speeches championship match yesterday against Jose Martinez, and he mentioned, he mentioned playing the English 1c2, 1c4, and the idea is to go 2g3. Apparently, his son, Peter's son, plays that way. And so today I am again honoring Christian Nilsson. So, yeah, h6 was a bit of a surprise. Like, it's reasonable, but he Oh. Maybe I messed this up. I'm allowing d4 for a lot of moves now. I think I went cd. Yes, normally... I don't know. It's just confusing to me. Now, what is he doing here? Oh, bishop e7, dc. Well, that's something that I should have been able to see. I've seen similar positions to this before. It's just fairly equal. That's fine. You've got to play a bit faster, though. So I'm going to end up probably advancing the pawn to d4 at some point, and then we got the so-called hanging pawns, which they control a lot of squares, but they can also be weak sometimes. And the bottom line is that the positions usually end up being fairly equal. So I was trying to tempt him to go queen b7 so I could trade the queens there. But annoyingly, he didn't fall for my trick. Don't really know what to play here. When you don't know what to play, go h4. That's what I've heard. So he's trying to tempt me to do d4. So I'm trying to, again, similarly tempt him to go knight g4 before I continue with my operations in the center. I'm hoping that while this may be a nice outpost, it can also turn out to be somewhat decentralized. I'm not sure I like that move for him. I got h5, isolating this knight. Let's do that. Now queen e4 is a big threat, which he will obviously see. And that would actually straight up trap the knight, which is why he's going back. But now I got d5. Bishop c5, there's knight d4. It's getting quite dicey for him, I feel. Yeah. Those moves are very logical, but am I not getting the knight into f5? Oh, he's got queen d7 that I missed. Oh, that's super annoying. Judging by the time that he spent on the move, he probably missed it from afar, but it doesn't really matter as long as he finds it. Oh boy. I think that was quite unfortunate. Queen f3, there's knight e5. Yeah, now I don't like my position at all. Ugh, why did I do that? Knight d4. Such a naive move. There's knight f5 there at the end. Knight d3, knight e7. This is really dicey. And also, I really gotta speed up. The idea here is that knight d3 at some point fails to knight e7. So I actually get some counterplay here. This is what I was relying on. And I think he missed it. This is still not clear. He can start harassing my bishop. Oh no, that looks wrong. Let's go here. Secure a square for the bishop on d4. His idea was rook e7 then. This is still, like, this is by no means a clear win for me. But I have a very easy position to play. Oh, that was dumb. That was actually properly dumb. Why did I do that? Just trying to get my rook in behind. Good move. I don't see any pretty big ideas from here. Rook here. Rook a5, but it's kind of hard to make progress now. Okay, now I'm ready for g5. I think I gotta play it while I can, because time is not on my side. That's why I have to force the game. Oh. No, I don't think he should have allowed that. No, this is wrong. Yeah, now g7, knight h6. And we grind out another one. Okay. Well, now he's even down on time, so his hopes of saving this should not be very realistic. And no, there should not be any. Okay, knight b5 is just mate. Unfortunately for him, the extra piece. Oh, I just realized that I missed a very nice mate here. This would have been beautiful. Maybe knight e8. And here. Oh, actually not. Here. Still mate. Okay. Let me see what the engine said. Oh, he takes immediately. I thought that wasn't so clear after knight f5. So I was looking at this, rook d1. But I somehow didn't register the fact that he could take immediately on f2. I'm just thinking this takes g7, counterplay. Here I'm actually fine. Yeah, rook c5 was... That's a bit of a... It's a nice trick, but it's easy to miss. Let me see here. Yeah, I was just too optimistic, I guess. Thought I should be better here, but yeah, this is obviously terrible. The funny thing is, this was my kind of planned bailout option, like this. But I thought maybe a5 here or something. But I thought like it's just so sad. Like I'm worse, and I know the engine's like 0-0, but I'm a pawn down and can never win. Let's see here later. Yeah, I should probably... King f3 was a bit indecisive. Why was this? What's wrong with that? I thought 93. Oh, that's true. Would have been a draw. But then when he allows g6, it's obviously just winning. Rook d5 was just a disaster. Okay. That means we got 4 out of 4, as usual, with a bunch of other players. Yeah, I hear some yapping in the background. That is just what it is. Knight c6 after queen d7. No, he goes rook e8. Takes f2, and my knight looks nice in c6, but it... Would I prefer the next Speeches Championship round to be sooner? I don't know. Like there are some days, like last year against Minh, I was feeling really good and I got off to a good start, and I just wanted to play as well as possible. But if I don't like completely feel it, the standard for like first round matches is that I just kind of mail it in. At least the last few years I felt that way. So I mean, yesterday I was feeling just tired and uninterested, and yeah, I'm sorry about that, but I'm just not able to give it my all the time, and I knew it was going to be enough to win the match. It's all that I cared about, and yeah. No. Not tired of being a dad. Love being a dad. It is, you know, he is amazing. Couldn't have hoped for a better little guy and a better wife to raise him with. So I'm very happy. Thoughts on the Reza match? No, I mean, he's incredibly good. What can I say? Completely outmatched Minh, which was to be expected. Then we'll see in the next few games, but he, yeah, he's a force to be reckoned with, that for sure. Sleep Gambit. No, it's different day to day. Like, I feel like I've been somewhat lucky that I've been able to sleep reasonably. Obviously, you know, considerably less than before. And then, yeah, It's always going to be more difficult for the mother, unfortunately, but she is handling it very well. Why Ikar is not playing today? I assume he's traveling from winning the British Columbia State Championship yesterday. Why do I not have affiliate on Twitch? I don't know. They keep turning me down. It's just, I don't know. It's completely uncalled for and unfair. Okay, Liem Le. Very strong opponent in the 5th round. Let's see what we can do. I've had a number of duels with him in the Champions Chess Tour. And they often start out like this. I feel like he often goes for G3 systems. But let's see. There's like DC4 and C5. I don't remember the details there. Let's go Rook C8 first. Rook D1 and then we'll play Bishop E7, I guess. B3. Do I have to go H6? Let's do it. Why not? Queen C7. These are some fairly typical positions that you get. White is usually a bit better, but it's not too significant necessarily. There is the option of taking and going C5. Yeah, I should finally go C5. It seems like a bit of a strange moment to do it, but I was worried I wasn't going to get another chance. These positions are generally a bit better for white, but it's not a disaster, and it's not a bad way to play with black if you want to keep some pieces on the board and play for a win. Maybe some bishop f5 is unpleasant here. I had like something similar against Yesipenko in Tata Steel back in, I don't know, maybe that was 2021. Not the year he beat me, obviously. And then it ended up with maybe it was 2002, 22. And then I actually got a very good position. Maybe I missed the chance to play C4 there. Nah, there were tricks with BC4 later on, and then I have to go DC because Rook C4 would allow knight D5. Okay, so now he is finally going to define the pawn structure here. And much like in the last game, we are getting the so-called hanging pawns. Now I have to take here. Queen C6 runs into Queen B5. I can actually go here too. Let's just take it for simplicity's sake. Rook C6. Actually somewhat underestimated this. Yeah. Probably severely underestimated this. I was kind of focused on him attacking this one. Now he's attacking my other pawn, which is quite rude. Yeah, I want to break up with d4 at some point, but at the moment it just doesn't work, so I think I have to retreat. It's very sad. In context of this chess game, of course. The grand scheme of things, it is not that sad. Does he want 94? Guess he does. Oh boy. Yeah, this has not been a success for me. This is the idea. Is queen e6? No, dropping this. Yeah, go better. Okay, boys and girls, we are definitely holding on by a thread here, if at all. Even the end game is quite yucky for me. I think I'm fairly happy that he is offering me a reprieve from the queen exchange. b7. I want to go to b7, but let's just... Yeah, my situation has definitely improved. He should have traded queens then. I would have had 0 counterplay. Now, I'm still worse, but I do have some counter chances. b4, then queen b6, knight c5. I mean, I don't really have counter chances there, but I'm not losing. Yeah. Snipe? No, he takes it. Okay, guess I got a trade. Here. Queen d8 maybe. Here I go knight b4. Here, knight d4. I have equalized the game, and I'm up on time. So, it's looking very good compared to what it was. Knight e2, king h2. I bet that doesn't work. Let's just take this pawn then. That's a bit annoying. Shouldn't have allowed that. Now one knight is loose on b3 as well. Now he allows me a draw by queen. I mean, there was knight g3. But I mean, I don't want to draw. I want to win. I want to flag. I am going to flag him. That is my sworn duty in this game. Well, I don't even have to flag now. And knight f4 is even more decisive. Sadly for Liem, he was, in the end, a little bit too weak. But most of all, a little bit too slow. But yeah, I mean, knight a7, e4. This was... Yeah, queen d7 first was much better. Knight here. Yeah, I just had to give up the pawn, but that looked... Yeah. Yeah, here I'm completely fine. A rook e5 was winning. Really? A queen d3? Oh boy, I suck. No, he's not winning anymore. Whatever. At this point, you know, I knew I was going to win on time. Okay. Not a convincing game whatsoever. I mean, that was not good at all. But we keep up the perfect score. Oh, looks like Param is involved in another scramble. But this time, he was flagged. Okay. We got 7 players with 5 out of 5. That feels like a lot. Almost 400 players today. Yeah, knight e2, and then there was some knight g4 trick in the end. I mean, there was queen d6, queen e5, and then queen d1. It's too hard for me to calculate. Yeah, definitely some strong players that I can play next. Nepo, Duda. Oh, somebody mentioned Duda. Guess what? I am playing Duda. Let's see. Oh, we got the Queen's Gambit. Let's go here. Keep it, you know, nice and quiet. But then I throw him a bit of a curveball by refusing to exchange those damn queens. Is it useful to include rook d1? I don't know. Let's try this. Maybe this is just too slow. Yeah, I think it's just too slow. I think I have to go here now. It's not a good square, but I have to have time to do this so that he doesn't get a quick knight e5. That's often the key to these positions. That whomever can get a quick knight e5 or knight e4 is better. So he's really... I was going to say hinting at knight e5, but it's not hinting at it. He's just saying very clearly, I'm going to play knight e5. He's even allowing bishop takes f6. Don't think that's any good. Yeah. It's not look promising at all. At least trying to get to this square, but With this bishop being so out of play, I seriously doubt that I can count on anything. Maybe I can win on time. Oh wow. Seems a bit overly sophisticated to me. Here maybe? I guess he wants a quick a5, but... yeah, I'm not sure I liked his previous move. I think just bishop c6 was fine. Rook c1, rook c8. You could go for a5 here, but I'm not sure it really does much. He has to reckon with some f4 ideas too. f4, queen d6, e4, queen d4 is there. Bishop e4 is rook d1, knight e4. It's just too complicated. Okay, let's keep it simple. We'll go here. f4 is a big threat now. He just ignores it. What's his idea? I think he's just blundered. Queen g4, I take it, I take b7. Here? I don't think I'm missing anything. Yeah, probably has to take here, but the endgame should not. Even though he gets a couple of pawns, it should not be realistically holdable. Yeah, I think I'd rather just keep the knight here. Not the knight, but the rook in the back rank. Trade the rook while I can. And he's got a problem with protecting this pawn. If these pawns were exchanged, then the position would be a draw. But with these on the board, this is going to become an unstoppable passer in a few moves. It's just literally this pawn falls. He can get f4 probably, but it doesn't matter. It's just dead lost. Yeah. I can take this, but then I allow rook d4. Let me just do bishop e2 instead. Take the pawn. Cut off his king. And start advancing mine. Check. Bishop a6 first. And I play b7, and he's not in time with this counterplay. Yeah. It's just nothing he can do. Okay. Another good win. Let me see what the engine says here. Queen b8, knight bd2. Yeah, several good moves. This was not one of them. Still not bad, but I had actually once f4 already here, but queen h5. Yeah, but then f5. This looks very bad, even though it may objectively be holdable. But then, yeah, here it's just winning. Okay. Good win. Good win against Duda. I've had some interesting games against him in Title Tuesday recently. I think I've beaten him. I definitely lost as well. Well, let's look at Sina, move ahead, and Nepomniachtchi. So Nepo is losing and flagging chances with 12 seconds here is slim to none, especially when you're getting ladder mated. So Sina move ahead. Another usual suspect is 6 out of 6, as well as Dropstone, whom I've played a few times. Paravyan with, I think, decent success. So I guess I'm playing one of those two next. Not like the very strongest classical players, but in this format they're very, very good. Arjun has 5.5 out of 6, again, as well as Vidit and Sergei Sklokin, who is, I think, very young, like 13, 14 at the most. It is not Magnus Jr., no. I do have enough water. Thanks for asking. My hands look small, drinking out of the vase. They are quite small. Okay, I got Paravyan. And I got another game with the white pieces. So it's nice. Let's try 1d4. We got another Queen's Gambit accepted? Is this a theme tournament? Really? Okay. Let's see what he wants here. This line is supposed to be quite pleasant for white, I think. There's a kind of a sister variation of this in the French, where you do the same, basically with the pawns on c2 and d5, like you do symmetrical French with bishop d3, queen e2. It's been played a lot, like even by Gukash in the World Championship match. And I mean, I first learned about those ideas back in 16, I think. And I really, you know, as a long-time fan of queenless middle games, where I have the initiative, you know, really appealed to me. So in the Olympiad, I even played 1e3, trying to get those lines, which was like you want e3, e5, and then d4, ed, ed, and you get the French exchange, which turned out to be a bit over-optimistic. Not because it's a bad move, but like in terms of getting my position. I feel like knight e5 was wrong. The knight b6 here, then bishop e6, I think is fine. No, bishop e6, knight f7, bishop f4, and bishop... No, that doesn't work for me. Yeah, he's completely fine now. I've played this in a very superficial manner, unfortunately. Knight d5 is fine too. Yeah. Take everything. Knight g6. Claim to be very slightly better there, maybe. It's not impressive, but I think it's the most that I have. Knight d3 actually forces the exchange of the bishops, I just realized. This? No. Bishop f7. Shouldn't do that. Yeah. You could have gone bishop b8 too. So I can take the pawn. But I kind of feel like this is more thematic. Here. Rook e7 looked tempting, but there was rook e8. Trading off the rooks. But he's not getting rid of my rook on the 7th rank very easily. So this looks very good for me. King e8, there's knight h5. I don't like. He cannot trap my rook as far as I can see. Now I can just make strengthening moves. Knight always drops into f6 if he moves the pawn. So it's very unpleasant for him. Guess this is a good trade for me. That's a good move. Yeah. Yeah. I think I should do this while I have the chance. Rook f8. King g3. He must have missed. Like, he must have missed this. I don't think this is something you ever allow. take it. He still has drawing chances though. Yeah, I think I should take it. Now he takes on g6 and then probably tries to activate the rook. Yeah, and also he needed to avoid some checkmating threats, so this was quite correct. Okay, I'm still trying to catch his king and a little bit of a mating net here. Here, but then... Here I was hoping that knight f6 was very strong. Here, here, or rook d4, also king f5. And his bishop is quite immobile. What am I not seeing? Isn't this just mate? Bishop has nowhere to go. I think maybe bishop b5, but at the very least I could take this pawn and I should be winning. The point of bishop b5 was to be able to give a check from d3 if I go to f5, but he doesn't, and we find another win. Yeah, around here I felt like I somewhat wasted my advantage, but king g8 was bad. And yeah, it just wants me to take d5. I wanted to checkmate though. Knight f6, and yeah, this is indeed checkmate. Here, what's the idea now? Okay. Oh, and then I check and go f5. And even let's say here, this and this cannot be prevented without giving up the bishop. Okay, let's watch this game. The other pairing with the player on 6 out of 6. Just Sina move ahead and Arjun. Queen g3, knight e7 is this idea. Trying to hang on that way. Queen h6 was a big threat, but he's running away. Oh, there's king d8 maybe in the other line as well. This is going to be a super tense time scramble. And I have not forgotten that last time I did stream Title Tuesday, Sina move ahead did beat me in a scramble, so I know that he can definitely do a job there. Queen c2. I think objectively black must be doing well here. Queen a4. Arjun is certainly not somebody who sees a lot of ghosts, so if he thinks that he can take, he's gonna take. Knight a5. I think he should just take that. Here, knight c4. Queen c8, there was king a5. Yeah. He's winning on both time and position. Queen a7, king b5. This is over. Or it should be over. Queen e3 maybe. Knight c4 is good here. Oh, this is objectively not the best, but it doesn't matter. Sinamova has no time. So Arjun and Shlokin gets to 6.5, but seeing as Arjun certainly has the right color and is also higher rated, I'm pretty sure I'm playing him. It is going to be a really big matchup at this point in the tournament. Arjun kind of plays everything, so trying to predict his first move is not easy. I played a few Queen's Gambits against him recently, but let's do something a bit different. Sahaj against Gukesh in the World Cup back in the year of 2023, when the world was very different from what it is now. Gukesh went f3 there though, which seems to be more critical. Usually you go bishop d6 in these positions. Am I allowing the knight b5 there though? Let's go here then. I don't really get what his concept is here. Like normally I would go here, but I just feel his knight is a bit strange on d3. And yeah, maybe he'll get maybe he'll get e4, but I don't mind these type of modern structures at all. Let's play b5. Like castling queenside here. I know he likes combative play, but it seems very well. I still think it seems very, very dangerous. Here, c5, e5. That's not great. Let's play. I don't necessarily have to do something too crazy. Go knight of d7 next, and as long as he cannot open the center, then I should have very good prospects. e5. e5 would have been interesting. I think I'll go here for now. Wait a sec. I do have ideas of c5. d6, I trap his bishop. So naturally, he doesn't allow that anymore. e5 is also possible. e5 for him, I think I'll go d5. Oh no, maybe I cannot do that. The thing is, if I go d5, I think h5, g5, knight g5 might be very good. Bishop f3. This is so complicated. Guess I'll take this. d6. Yeah, so I think he took on d6 because if he doesn't, he risks just getting run over on the queen side. Let's say queen f3, d5, and c5, c4 if he tries to go. I still was completely unclear, maybe even good for him, but it seemed like at least practically a good position for me. Yeah, I realized while I was yapping that this was a very dangerous opportunity. Yeah, this is getting very dicey now. He's rudely taking away my God-given right to castle. It's bishop d6 at some point. Which, like, I don't appreciate that. I actually don't appreciate that at all. Super complicated. Does not feel as though I'm losing, though. This will take queen e7. Okay, now that he trades, you know, I have a very safe position, at the very least. I should have forced c3 before I did that. Now he can start breaking this open. I'm gonna go g5. Gain some space. Can't I take it now? What am I missing? Not d1 to e3 maybe? I do have knight f8 to g6 though. Finds the idea. I'm definitely better. Let's go here just to prevent knight g4. Okay. It's not too clear, as a matter of fact. I wanted knight. Doesn't still doesn't do much. Okay, I have to play. I am too slow. This is what I was hoping for. Now I'm objectively winning. Question is whether I can finish this on time. He's defending well. Knight f2 next. His knight is in some trouble. Quicker. Should be able to finish this in time. That's annoying. Thank you. Yes, there we go. Not fast, but fast enough. These games are some grinds. But we get the job done. We're just good enough and just fast enough. And this has given us a 1-point lead over probably 5 players. Yeah. One-point lead over 5 players, including Paravyan, whom I already played, Renato Terry, Minh, Rasulov, and Salem. All very good players. I'm going to take a little bit of a break, and then we'll be back trying to play some more good hand games. Okay. Yeah. I gotta admit, I'm a little bit surprised it's going as well. But I can see that the air quality is staying good, and I'm feeling surprisingly fresh. I've honestly been kind of tired most of the day, but I have been for most of my life. I'm not now, but I usually feel a bit better in the afternoon, early evening. And I'm not like super sharp, but it's decent. Like it's a level I'm fairly happy with, even though it's not perfect. It's not like absolute peak. What do I hit queens? Yeah. Back in the day when I was working with Gary, I remember he noticed that in 2009 I won the World Blitz Championship by a pretty significant margin, and what was telling was that I won pretty much every game that there was a queen exchange. Like I won better end games, I won worse end games, I won equal end games. And the few times that I did lose, I got mated somehow. And somehow, 16 years later, it's kind of still the same to some extent, that when I am doing well, I am winning all sorts of endgames, and I still do get mated occasionally. Did I choose David's Twitch handle? No, he chose it himself. He was shocked that Howl Hub was not taken, but there we go. I wouldn't recommend following his stream though. He's mostly playing he's mostly playing King of the Hill on lead chess, which is like ugh and ugh. What's my favorite ice cream? Like I like that in the break ice cream flavor. I like that in the break we have the hard hitting questions. It's generally been stracciatella, and I think it still is. Do you have any big regrets from chess? Like maybe my like one regret that I might have like a little bit was that I think there was some chance of reaching 2900 in 2019, and towards the end of the year, like I'd played a lot and I was running a little bit out of opening ideas as well. And so when it came to the Sinkville Cup at the end of the year, I wasn't really feeling it anymore to the same extent. Like I got my shit together and won the last couple of rounds there to force a playoff, in which I was soundly beaten by Ding, but yeah, it wasn't great. And so I mean that's the closest that I can tell you to a regret that I might have had. Otherwise, absolutely not. What am I doing here? I think people play like this, but I've never really been too enthused. Like I play it because the engine says it's good, but I don't get it. That's my problem. I don't get it. Let's go here. I gotta try and get knight a4, I think. So queen a5 obviously runs into knight c5 with a discovered attack. Rook e1 maybe. Just to prepare for potential. No, I kind of wanted to go c3 and b4. But I don't feel like it's great. c4 I can go here. I just like really want to plop the knight into b6. That's what a lot of my play here is about. I think I can go here. Bishop e4, bishop c5. I think is fine for me. There's maybe knight c6. Maybe I can maneuver the knight to c4 there and still be doing fairly well. Okay. Bishop f4, I guess? Or am I blundering this pawn now? This move looks very strange, but queen b1, d5, ed, it's knight f3 there, maybe then queen f5. Okay, I'll go for that. I'm forgetting about the other side, that's the problem. Yeah, this is not good. I feel like I'm just getting checkmated. Okay, this is purely a practical decision. I don't believe this move is any good. Yeah, see, he doesn't even take it. Yeah. I should stop playing these positions because I don't play them well at all. I don't think he even has to take the rook, but jump in. I mean, the position is not that clear. I do have some trumps of my own. Okay, now I think I'll keep the rook on the board. That it is kind of insisting on not taking it. It's a very strange game. So, this is what I was relying on. Here, rook g6, and I don't think he can get to that rook by any reasonable means, and meanwhile, it is a big asset. Okay, so let's go here, and then... No, this is not convincing at all. I was thinking at this, but it's not that great, I think. There's d4. Queen g6, bishop f6. I don't really have anything. Yeah. This game has not been my most convincing, that's for sure. Yeah, I think queen g6 is probably a waste of... I can exchange some pieces there. I'm also like allowing g5 in different positions. Yeah, this is also not something that I should have allowed. At least with the pawn on f3, you know, my rook has more room. It's not getting trapped. Gotta find the speed. That's really key here. and he is not finding it so far. Let's bring the knight back. Okay, b3. Can't I take this pawn? No, I didn't even realize I was allowing that. Okay, I'm still fine. Knight d6. Knight h6. Okay, seems fine. I should probably go here. No, I have to go there. No, I didn't see that check. I didn't see a fucking check on on e1. Okay. Well done. Ugh. That was so unnecessary. Also the fact that I took the pawn on a6 when I didn't see the check. The thing is I just keep the game going and I win on time. Let's say h4 for instance. Here I win on time. This. Yeah, I just had to make a draw. Here. Yeah. Okay. Not a disaster, but our hopes of playing a perfect tournament come to an end. But he's a good player. It's not a shame to lose to Salem, but that was not my best. That's for sure. So we have now the tournament is completely open. We have shared first with Salem and myself, and then we have a host of players on 7.5 out of 9. So anything can happen. I do have a good tiebreak though, so I got that going for me, which means that 1.5 points from the last 2 games should probably be enough. I wonder what he does in e4, e5 systems. Let's see. He doesn't strike me as a typical No, did not like that loss in the last game. It's not a good performance. I mean, I can take it, but here. His positions are a little bit dull, but at least I am somewhat discouraging f4 with my knight activities. That seems good. Should I go? No. I think I need... Yeah. Kind of figured he would do that, but... Where is he going next? F4, I got B5. Seems to me I have good counterplay. Here. Then G6. Either he has to retreat, which does not seem particularly promising to me, or he has a trade, which does not seem great to me either, or he's sacking the knight, which I don't really believe in. Rook h3. Okay, let's not take the knight for now. The thing is, like, I don't think he has a lot of ideas, so even if I don't take the knight, I don't really see what he's doing. Take this, maybe? BA, I guess C4. Maybe. He's got knight d4. Bishop e3 later on. That's annoying. Okay, let's just keep piling on then. Oh, maybe I had nah, ED, rook e4. It was still not convincing. Okay, so he's stepping away, but now that he cannot take on d4, I mean, c4 looks very promising. I guess I just sidestep. I don't see a ton of attacking ideas here for him. But, as I talked about earlier today, I sometimes get mated. So, this could happen here as well. If I was him, I'd just go knight f5. Knight c2, forget about it. You just let everything on that side go. Knight d5 there, maybe. Okay, let's take this. And we continue just to grab, I think. CD. I don't see any ideas for him. D2, there's also queen e4 in some lines. So I think you need a lot of imagination to conjure up any sort of serious attack here. Here, D2, what's the big idea? I get a second queen. Knight g6 actually threatens mate. Knight h6. It's a bit funny. This wins. I just trade everything I said, but then there's still that mate threat. So I take this. Queen h6, I start checkmating him with queen e4. Here. I mean, you can maybe avoid checkmate with... No, you actually can't. I got queen g1 and then knight f3. This is checkmating too. Okay. Yeah. Big bounce back win there. And I didn't do anything special. I just played in the center. And what can I say? His attack just doesn't work. So, very clean game there. Oh, there's bishop d5 and mate there as well. Okay. But I didn't actually need to see tactics. Okay, Reza, whom I've completely forgotten about this tournament, has gotten to 8 out of 10. But there's going to be people from the group on 7.5, I think, who will get to 8.5, so I will play one of them. Maybe Jeffrey. If he wins this game, which he probably should, looking at the position. G3, sorry, rook h2. Game over. So, and then Minh as well. So those are some of the options. I think my tiebreak is so good that a draw in the last game is going to give me a tournament win for sure. Oh, that's a nice idea. I didn't see that. You can maybe take here. Seeing as queen was dropping back if he takes an f4. It's not completely over. You can go rook f4 if he wants to be super safe. Also queen f2 is an idea. But I don't think it's more than a draw. Yeah. Oh! He must have missed queen g5. Okay. Then we're getting a perpetual check draw. Big escape for Salem there. So Paravyan as well won, but I've already played him. And Minh. And let's see the last game. Renato Terry, he lost. So I am almost certainly playing Minh in the last round. And I will, barring any catastrophic changes with catastrophic changes with the tie breaks, a win or a draw in the last game will give me the tournament victory. So let's just see, because we have a game going. Knight c4 should be a flag, one way or the other. He's winning the knight bishop, but I'm not sure that what matters. Seems that he's a bit slow. I think he's fast enough. Yeah. Yep. So he joins the group on 8 out of 10, but they're pretty much out of contention. So as expected, we get Minh and we get the white pieces as well, which is nice. Let's play e4. And guess we are playing quite shamelessly for a draw. Gotta get those speed shit championship points, you know? Usually what's happening in these lines is that the knight gets to f5, it gets exchanged, and then it's a pretty standard draw. I mean, I think white, I've somehow lost the tempo on normal lines here, but it should be completely fine. Like, it generally takes a lot for white to get in trouble still. Probably wants to activate the rook. Let's go here. Let's see what happens here. Bishop b4. I guess that's sensible. But as long as I don't blunder checkmate there, it should be fine. And he actually made a bit of a boo-boo there. I'm getting rook d5. And yeah, no. I'm objectively better. I'm a minute up on time and I only need to draw. So I've given myself loads of chances. I suppose that's not a bad move, but I'm gonna try and make life a little bit uncomfortable for his rook. Yeah. Let's go here. I'll leave it up to him to figure out whether rook d1 is a draw. I don't know, but I don't really stand to lose a lot by trying to find out, because he has 0 winning chances, and that's what counts. He goes for it. Interesting. Okay, I'll go here. Yeah, I guess it's a draw a5 here. Suppose this is a draw too? I'm not quite sure. Yeah, I guess it's a draw. H4 and then G4? Like, I'm not risking anything, so I might as well. Take it. Yeah, this has to be winning. Check. My bishop is controlling everything along this diagonal. And when your bishop can sort of do many jobs along one diagonal, then that's a good sign. Yeah, this is just agony for him, unfortunately. Take it. G6, bishop D5, just to take away the square. Yeah. Okay. Well, after a few weeks in the wilderness of fatherhood, he is back, winning Title Tuesday. And may I say, apart from one blip, very deserved loss to Salem, who, unfortunately for him, I guess, lost to Reza in the last round. I think it was well deserved. And I can see, like, I gained a significant amount of rating points in the tournament, which is usually a sign that I've done well, since it means that I played a lot of high-rated players. So let's see the last few games. Paravyan against Nepomniachtchi. Paravyan is going to get second place, I suppose. Only losing to the tournament winner. And there we go. So second place for Paravyan. Getting, I think, his first significant taste of a Champion Chess Tour EWC points. Reza, who was in second place in the overall standings before today, also picks up a fair few points. He must have really messed it up at the start, because I never saw him before. He had 8 out of 10. Yeah, somebody pointed out that was an endgame in the last game as well. I wasn't even trying to win, you know, and what can I say? The endgame still keep going my way. Let's see, this is probably Bortnik against Chess Fighter. So this is still, yeah, should be a flag, but Bortnik is really fast. Check, no. I'm capable of not trying to win. I don't know. I don't know how it is. Deep inside my soul. Okay, so the tournament is over. I'm first, Paravyan is second, and then Jeffrey Zhang gets third place. And Chess Fighter 2011, maybe he's born in 2011. That case is pretty good for his age. Yeah, as you can see, Reza lost in rounds 2 and 5, but made a really good comeback to get some Champions Chess Tour points. All right, I am off. I am going to join the official Take Title Tuesday stream, if they will have me, which I shouldn't, of course, take for granted. And after that, duty calls at home. So thank you very much. And what's the date? I'll probably be back next week. We'll see. Bye.